Hi everybody, I got the little one down, so I'm gonna do this video outside. It's beautiful out and feels really good to be out here. We are in week 5 of Baby and Me, or just completed week 5. So wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my week 5 with Jameson. I'll start with me first this time because there's probably a bit of a noticeable change. I cut all my hair off and got a shorter cut for easy maintenance or easier maintenance, and he was starting to grab my hair, and I really like the cut now. I haven't actually done it since the hairdresser did it. So I will update you next week on the maintenance of this hairstyle as a new mommy, but so far so good. I guess the only kind of things that happened with me and Ryan this week was that we got to go out last night and celebrate our friend's wedding, and that was like the first time that we had really been out without the baby for a long period of time. We had a lot of fun. The baby was in very good hands with Ryan's grandmother. With Ryan's mother. So it was great. It was great to be able to get out and do something normal and have fun with my husband. And I really encourage all new parents to do that, because it can start to feel very lonely, and it can start to feel like, is my life ever going to be normal? And it's good to remind yourself that yes, your life is normal and just better, and everybody you need a break. Whether you want to admit it or not, I'll admit it for you. You need a break every once in a while, especially the mommies. Sorry daddies, but the mommies especially need a break every once in a while. So that's about everything with me. It's sort of been the same around here in terms of day-to-day things. Jameson is still very needy. I'm constantly taking care of him. There isn't really still not much of a schedule going on here, so it's you live kind of hour by hour right now, so getting things done kind of just happens when they can happen, or when you have extra hands around. I did notice that it helped to call over my dad for an hour, and while he was holding the baby, I would just knock something off my to-do list, which, by the way, I will say that I downloaded this app called Trulio, because I'm literally it kind of goes against everything that I sort of stand for, but I'm on my iPhone all the time right now, because there is nothing else for me to do, and the iPhone is easy to carry around with me and look things up when I'm worried about Jameson or whatever. So I'm on my iPhone all the time, so I've been downloading all these cool apps. And I downloaded this one app called Trulio, I think. It's it's a planner basically, or a to-do list, checklist, and I really like the way that it's organized. And so when I'm sitting around thinking of all the things that I have to do, I'll plug them into this app in a checklist or to-do list, and then I try to get one thing a day done. Now I have 20 or 30 things lined up, but it helps to get it out of my head, and then I just try to get one thing done. One thing is not a crazy goal, and then if you don't get that one thing done, then you don't feel like you really messed up and missed a whole bunch of to-dos. But then if you do get that one thing done, then you feel really good. Anyway, I'll get off that tangent. So this week with Jameson has been pretty, I would say, not drastically different from the week before. He's again becoming much more alert, and looking around and focusing on things. I think I might have gotten a smile. I think he actually tried to smile at me. He has been trying to smile at his little shaker rattles. I've definitely noticed that. But then the other morning when we had just gotten up and I said hi to him, I think I got a little smile. So that's really cool, and those little moments make all this stuff worthwhile. The fussiness is pretty much the same. We did have one really bad night like 2 days ago, I want to say, where he cried for basically almost 3 hours. We could not figure out what to do. He didn't want anything. He was just crying, and that sucks when that happens. But I think that that's just kind of a normal thing, and it's going to happen every once in a while. Not every day or night is going to be easy. And he finally fell asleep at about 11:30, but from like 8:30 until 11:30 he was not a happy camper, and I really truly think that I attribute it to that he was overtired. It's just in my gut, I'm a firm believer that when they are fussing to no end and you fed them and you've changed them and they're just crying, they're tired, and they don't know that they're tired. I mean, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't, and you just have to try to help them to get to sleep. And that day in particular, we had taken him out. He was out for about 3 hours, so he was off his normal like nap and feeding schedule, and it just got to be too much for him that day. So I have also learned to limit, I think especially for these first 3 months, I'm gonna limit his activity to like an hour or 2 max. And that means like visitors, if we go somewhere, like if we go for a walk or whatever, and if we go somewhere like for Thanksgiving, if we're somewhere all day, I'm going to politely take him upstairs or somewhere quiet and put him down for a nap. When it's after it's been an hour or 2. I mean, that's my advice on that. So I think I didn't write anything down today, so I'm just kind of winging it. Talked about the sleep. Oh, I did want to talk about breastfeeding and formula. So I've noticed that, I'm still breastfeeding him on demand, but yesterday when we went to this wedding, he was on formula all day long. And the report from Grandma was that he did really, really good. And when we got home last night, he really wasn't fussy hardly at all, and he had a really good sleep last night. I mean, he slept for about 3 hours and then woke up and I fed him formula, and then he went back to sleep. And he slept really well through the morning, and he seemed more full. So I know everybody loves, breast is best, and I totally get that. Especially like for when they're really, really young, like the first few weeks. But I'm really going to be giving him a couple feedings of formula a day now, and see if that helps at all with his general fussiness. I'm thinking that maybe some of these cry fits that he goes through is because he's just still hungry. Breast milk is very much just water. I think it's like 90% water or something like that. And when they're growing at this rate, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but to me it just seems like it probably goes through them like that and doesn't fill them up really, really well, or they might not ever really feel full. And you think that, oh my gosh, he's just fed for like 30 minutes, he can't possibly be hungry again, but he probably might be. So if you're noticing that the babe is starting to be fussy, like after eatings or like whatever, maybe try giving him some formula, supplementing formula here and there, and seeing how he does. I know so far today I breastfed him all morning, and then I gave him a bottle this afternoon for one of his feedings, and he's out, he's asleep. I got him into his crib, put him down, and he's stayed asleep and he's sleeping. And I really do think and believe it's because he's full and content and can sleep on his right now. So that's about everything I want to say for week 5, and I can't wait to see you guys next week for week 6, because supposedly once you get to 6 weeks, if you can make it through the 6 weeks, you're pretty golden. And I am noticing that he's seeming to, well, no, I'm not going to say that he's seeming to sleep better or more throughout the night. I'm not going to go there yet. So that's everything, and I'll see you guys next week.